Welcome to HueLike vlog. Can you name an author from Ladakh who writes in English? I bet you can't. This book, Betty's Butter Tea and Other Stories, is charming in its simplicity, having deep-rooted convictions despite the uncertainty of future and being carefree in a rugged terrain. As it said, most of our lives are shaped by geography, so are these stories.
Betty's Butter Tea is a wonderful book of 6 short stories. It is like a peep into the Ladakhi society from the inside. And apart from the charm of these stories, there are many things that one comes to know. For example, there is a traditional system of medicine unique to that region, which I came to know by reading this book.
The stories are not just plots, but grounded in local traditions and philosophy of fate and free will. The author, Lhundup Gyalpo, has written these in a simple and vivid style that touches the heart, which is a big achievement for any author and any story.
Ladakh, as we know, is an international tourist spot. Reading these stories, the interaction of the Ladakhi society with the foreign appears so gentle and accepting. A society that accepts the foreign has a greater understanding of itself and also longevity. This interaction of cultures is visible in every story.
The first story, 34 Degree Centigrade, is about a couple who are working on environment conservation in Ladakh and the hardships faced by them in getting proper medical facilities, and how the aspirations of development get lost in the tussle between greedy businessmen who are also politicians with their model of mindless development versus a planned, sustainable development model for which the couple have been working.
The second story, Drop the Pin, I Dare You, is such a hilarious story but keeps the reader glued to the very end. The premise is very simple, that a foreigner lady comes to a homestay and how her stay brings in a storm in the life of the owners. The cultural elements are very well brought out in this story and show how the income from tourism is so important for a remote place like Ladakh. In this story, I also came to know about the Amchi system of traditional medicine used in the Tibetan and Ladakh region. This system of medicine is also known as Sova Rigpa.
In the story, the Tryst, the main character, a foreigner, comes to Ladakh every year and visits the Stok Kangri mountain peak every year to curse it. She doesn't give any explanation to anyone why she comes every year to curse the mountain until the 5th year when she shares the reason with her guide, and what happens thereafter is simply mind-blowing. The story that starts with a cranky lady abusing the mountain turns into a shockingly beautiful realization of the divine that there are higher forces at work, and we as humans are small actors obsessed with our little lives.
The Book of Horror is another short story which is about a Japanese tourist who loves to read having a conversation with the owner of a cafe. The story brings forth experiences that are otherworldly and in a way reminds of the stories written by Meenakshi Chaudhary, whose stories are obviously set in another place, that is Shimla Hills.
The story, Betty's Butter Tea, is very layered. At one level, it is about a foreign woman who is married to a local guy, both having studied in Delhi together, and how she adjusts herself with the local culture. And at another level, it is about her husband who, despite opposition from family, decides to enter the family profession of metalwork. He is offered $1 million for his work, and then he confronts the mental tussle between market forces and tradition.
The last story is The World Record, where a Punjabi couple, when faced with illness of their child, decides to consult a local oracle, and how all that finally snowballs into international border dispute but ends on a positive note with a world record. In all these, the local culture and the rugged terrain and the human spirit, the indomitable human spirit, all are brought forth in a beautiful way. I really enjoyed reading this book.
In the end, I would say read a lot, read good books, read in the language in which you are comfortable, but do read. If you like this presentation, then please like, share and subscribe so that this presentation reaches those who love to read and discuss books.
Thank you very much for watching this presentation.